are still sharpening their weapons. They still want to defend Jesus because that woman got too close to him last week. That woman should not have been allowed to get that close to him to touch the hem of his garment. They still don't quite understand, do they? They haven't really, they haven't gotten it straightened out yet, but they are sharpening their weapons. He's got a line in here. See if you've ever heard this one before. Gaius is the Roman centurion. Gaius puts his sandals on 1 foot at a time. You ever heard anything like that? Put your britches on 1 leg at a time or whatever. They've got a lot of different things. Brad, would you put the first, what is this? We call it a yarmulke. They use the word kippun, and that's the reason why I put this up here, so that you will understand. Kippah, or AHN. This is what they say, talking about he'll mess up my kippun, and they don't explain what it is. And I didn't know what it was. You know what? I don't know what it was. I thought it was a yarmulke, skull cap as we call it, but that's what they wear. All Orthodox Jews will wear that, or the broad-brimmed hat with the curly cues, sideburns. But they will always be wearing this. Yes, ma'am.
Why did they do that?
Because it's a shame for a man to pray uncovered.
I thought it was a woman.
The woman covers as well, but the man has to pray in the presence of God. When we were over there, we wore baseball caps at the Wailing Wall. Don't matter what it is, as long as you're covered. And they gave us these things out to wear, but we had some. You remember the crusade of what was it, 79? The crusade that we had at the high school. We had ball caps printed that way, and we had some of those. We wore those as long as the men are covered. Now the ladies don't have to be covered at the Western Wall because they can't go to where the prayers are being offered there. It's a separate deal there. That's what this is all about. When they say he messes up with my kippun or something like that, you'll know what he's talking about, okay? We have another thing coming up here with Simon Z. What does Z stand for? Zealot. Simon Zelotes. Zealotes. He has been found by his members of his order. Now, what are the members of his order? Anybody? His former associates in the Zealots. And they have found him, and they mean to do him harm until they meet the Lord Jesus. So you'll see that tonight. Okay, now we introduce some new characters. Now we introduce some old characters. Zebedee. Who is Zebedee? Anybody? That's James and John's father. He bought an olive grove last week. He quit fishing and bought an olive grove. All right. We also have a conversation between Gaius and Quintus, the 2 Roman soldiers. Quintus is the praetor and Gaius is the Roman commander. I think he's going to be the one that comes to Jesus and wants him to heal his family, the Roman centurion. I think that's probably, he may be the one in charge of the crucifixion that said, surely this is the Son of God. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I got a feeling that's where they're doing. Now, they're going to introduce us to another place. Brad, take that second. Okay, Sea of Galilee. Sea of Galilee. This is expanded. This is the area where Mary Magdalene, they're right here in Capernaum, as we pronounce it. You'll notice right here, Nahum is the prophet's name. Capernaum is the city of Nahum. Kepher, Nahum. Capernaum is the city of Nahum, the prophet, the Old Testament prophet of Nahum. Gennesaret is another name for Galilee. And sometimes this is called the Sea of Gennesaret there. Magdala, who do we know from there? Mary of Magdala. Tiberius, name for whom? That's a hard one, isn't it? Tiberius Caesar, right. This is the city on the hill. Consider the city on the hill. It cannot be hidden, Jesus said. He's pointing from right here, he's pointing up to a city on the hill, Tiberius. That's what it was, and it's named for Tiberius Caesar. On this side of the Sea of Galilee, it's called Decapolis. Decapolis. That's a compound word, Decapolis. Deca is a prefix which means what? 10. Polis is a city, a metropolis, a cosmopolitan city. Decapolis means 10 cities. There were 10 towns over on this side over here. We only have a few of them listed. Who do we know from Gadara? We met somebody from Gadara, haven't we, in our studies? Who was he? The maniac of Gadara, okay? And then Hippos, Bethsaida, all of these cities over here. This is called the Decapolis, okay? And they keep talking about that because apparently the mission of the 2x2 going out in the mission field, they found a harvest field over there, and there's a lot of results coming back in. Now, when a lot of results and a lot of Jewish people get saved, things begin to happen in their families. Think about this now. When a Jewish person gets saved, they actually perform a funeral service. He's dead to them in his family. He is dead. He no longer exists. Think about that, how serious that is. We say we got it hard over here. Hey, listen, and Muslims are the same way. When they convert to Christianity, they are buried. They actually have a funeral service. And so there was a lot of results apparently in the Decapolis. And so they're going to be going back to the Decapolis over and over again. About 3 or 4 times you'll see that. All right? Finally going to meet and find out a little something about Tamar. Who knows who Tamar? The bejeweled, bedecked with jewels from probably Africa, Ethiopia, or something like that. And she's, we don't know anything at all about her, but we're going to find out some things about her tonight, why she is the way she is. She's a Gentile. She's following Jesus as a Gentile, but she's still got some baggage. Do you have any baggage that you got when you got saved that you had to shed up and get rid of? We all did. She's still got some baggage. We're going to find out about that. And the blessed old name of Caiaphas. Caiphas, Caiaphas. Who in the world is Caiaphas? Caiaphas. Who knows who Caiaphas is? Or what he is? He knows something, but he doesn't want to go on record. Caiaphas. That's the high priest. Caiaphas is the high priest. He's the one that Jesus went in trial before in front of. Caiaphas. They're going to mention his name. We're not going to meet him, but they're going to mention his name. And then Eden and Simon are still having their troubles, and we're going to find out why, what it's all about. And you'll begin to, it begins to straighten itself out now. Last week we started with a miscarriage scene. Remember that? Didn't say who it was or anything as far as I could tell. That was Eden. That was Simon Peter's wife, Eden. That's extra biblical. We don't know that they had a child and she miscarried. We don't know that. It just dramatic has been added to it. But it is a very touching scene that you're going to see. Okay? Any questions or comments about this thus far? Outside of our church, we're fixing to cut away. You can go to the screen on the bottom of your screen right there. You'll see where to go as far as your cut there. And if you go, click on that, and I believe it's called watch.tv, whatever it is, on the screen there, go to that and you'll see it. One more thing. Simon the Sycharis is dead. Simon the Sycharis is dead. That's a statement that is made. Now, if you had to, you can't go to heaven unless you know what that means, Ronnie. So what does that mean? Simon? Google it. First of all, what would the Sicarius be? The what? I'm sorry? Of the zealot. Yeah, that's right. A Sicarius is a kind of a political party of assassins. Okay? And so when the order catches up to him and they're going to kill him, but then they meet the Lord and he says, now do you guys understand? And he makes the statement, Simon, my report is going to be, Simon, the Sicarius is dead. So what is that saying to the higher-ups? Don't worry about him. In other words, you can say he's dead because he's no longer a zealot, okay? And I agree with what he's doing. That guy he's following, that rabbi from Nazareth, that guy's the real thing. That's the real thing right there. That's what they're saying. Any questions about it thus far? Okay, I believe I've covered them all. Oh, we're going to meet one more person. We've met him before. Barnaby. I suspect that's probably Barnabas. They anglicize these names. Zeb for Zebedee and so forth. Barney or Barnaby. And he has this blind, I thought it was his wife, but apparently it wasn't his wife. It's his girlfriend, I guess. She's blind. And finally, they're going to meet the Lord, okay? And that's where I say, get your tissues, get your Kleenex out. Okay. All right. Brad, are we ready? You can go ahead and flip it back over. Oh, you're ready to go. Okay. Here we go. Everybody got your pizza and stuff? I'm going to turn the lights off on you. Huh? Have a tomato there, Ronnie. Bless your heart. I want you to look at this man's plate down here. He likes tomatoes. Okay. All right. Can we turn the lights off? You got it done? Here we go.